wrote some essays and writing to get published. Even when I was a student in my grammar class, I used to score marks for essay writing and essay. Instead of the one day I said I would write an article for Naveen Time, was the first that I wrote on the Antarctic trip of the Indian scientist. That was my first that got published in the Naveen Time. And before that, when I was in college, I did publish a small one stanza poem in a newspaper called Goa Monitor. And they had a good morning small column on the page. So I got myself published there in the Goa Monitor. Then I went on with some biographies happening in the Naveen Time. The Goa related, actually, I started with my column in the warehousing, which then I put together as Remembering Goa. That was also by chance, as you say. I walked in the Heraldo office and I was talking to the journalist that was the costume. Because being in the library, I had an opportunity to meet different people, including journalists who used to come to ask for information, researchers, big people, presidents of class, politicians who came to visit the library. So there was an interaction, and I knew this journalist quite well. I started talking to her and telling her how Goa was in the past. Why don't you write down? You publish, let people read what you're saying. And she has decided also to give the title as memoir. And okay, so I wrote the first column, was more of an autobiographical column, where I wrote about my childhood and how I went to the primary school, and how I had my siblings with me. It was compulsory almost for a student before starting school, and the school is to open on the 5th of June. Okay. So by the 3rd of June, you have to have absence salt. Okay. Like in by the daily, for the cleansing. Yeah. Now it is the doctor don't advise at all. Okay. For absence salt or cleaning, unless it is required. Yes. But that was a regular feature every year. That before the school started. So all those incidents, I brought in. It was quite a long column. They said you can't write such a thing, so you have to review. Anyway, but once you start writing, you start thinking, and the memories flow. Yes. Then it goes on. You think you won't be able to go on a particular topic, but it did happen. So from 2001 to 2004, I wrote this column. Yes.
Ma'am, now we can see from where Remembering Goa comes. So I just I'll just keep your video on so that the people can see you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Ma'am, Remembering Goa, what does the book signify to you as a writer?
I would say that it's not exactly an autobiography, but to some extent it is, to some extent, because my experience of the lifestyle in Goa of the past, what I have seen, what I've experienced, my friend, what used to do, all that came into Remembering Goa. And I was happy that I wrote Remembering Goa, because people got also connected to the past. People of my age, people who are older than me were remembering again, coming back to it. And the younger generation who never knew what Goa was, had an opportunity to read. And frankly telling, I think it became popular with the column. The column carried my photograph. So when I was to go for some parties, even in down south, so, aren't you the person who writes the column? Even here on the road, they would meet me. I think you are the lady who writes the column. So that was one thing making me popular, but my aim was to document. As a librarian, I would feel that documenting events, happenings for the next generation is very important. So that's how I get myself connected to the past, not only to my family, but my friends, to the city that I love, that is London, and to Goa in general. So I'm very proud of being a Goan. Very proud to have lived the lifestyle, not today's Goa. And so that's how I connected to remembering Goa. Yeah.
Ma'am, that's wonderful. The next question, can you summarize the contents of this book for our audience?
Now the column was fortnightly. So I had to think something that's relevant for the particular fortnight. At least I felt like that. So that's why there was not a system where I would take a subject from the first till the last, but connected to that particular week, or rather fortnight. For example, in the month of May, we have the feast of, say, Panjim church, and then the fair. And how was the fair earlier? What kind of things you would buy? No ready-made clothes. No. Yeah, children's toys, some 2 or 3 stalls. We had the sweets, the kadiobodios, and then we had the provision. And that was the most important part of the fair. Yeah. So I can, because my house, or rather recollect very well, because my house was in the center of the city, the center of the fair also. It's just opposite today's municipality. So I could see what was happening, and could give details of that. And then I came to the monsoons. So I could use the fair for the monsoons when I'm writing, tell how people bought provision, how people came to the fair with a list, so that they could buy. How they, when they would ask, the shopkeeper had a row of spices and a container, and the big ones aside. Then small teams that go along. The housewife or the maid would check, and then they would order how much they wanted. I'll tell you, not a single pontli in a small bundle was open to check what are the contents or the weight. They were so well trained. Sometimes they say "Ekitere," and maybe smell. Very rarely, once in 100, maybe they opened the bundle. So it was very systematic. The one in front of my house was the biggest stall. One salesman from Apsa used to come there. So I used to observe all that. Monsoon, our preparations for monsoon, what we required besides food, we required wood, then how to buy wood, where the wood come to Panjim and a gada for us, and had to pick it up. In the village, the people would have also leaves, dry leaves, what they call potro, the zombies of potro.
Yes.
Then some people had the shenkutans, cow dung. All those small things also came to my memory, and I made a point to read, so that when I'm writing, I write more with data, with documentation, so that the write-up itself becomes a document. And I'm happy for having done that, because now that I'm writing my thesis in its food history, I could use these documents for my thesis. It's not just oral, it's already there as a document. Then I thought I would write about some of the professions, like the pedo, sexton who had lot of work related to not only tolling the bells or ringing the bells, but he was also the news announcer.
Okay.
Somebody's there, he would come with a bell, and in the city they had a board with the announcement. Otherwise, in the village, there is mellow, mellow. But his city, they had the board. So he did that. Besides, of course, he had to dig the graves and other things. So it was interesting to write about the pedo. Then it was interesting to write about our poder. Not the poder of today. Come on a cycle and he will be sitting that pong pong he will make or some other sound. The old poder had what I would say, that a stick with of bamboo, and in between had rings.
Okay.
So when he hit on the floor, you had the sound.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the zang, you know.
That was unique.
Yeah, and it had double function. That bamboo stick. When he stopped to sell, he would put his pante on that stick.
Okay.
And then he could serve you. No cycle, no way. So he used to come walk.
So he used to come walking all the way.
All
Okay.
the way.
And with this,
Around the village.
and he used to hold that as a support.
Correct, and sell.
Keep his
Right,
basket.
right.
Okay.
And even his dress was a unique dress.
Very interesting.
Yeah. He had a kabaya, you know, sort of a long shirt made of what now? The flower bags.
Okay. Okay.
You know, strong flower bags used to come.
Interesting.
And that those bags, they used them to make the kabayas. So nothing fanciful.
Yes.
And today, when they have the shows and they say, no, we are maintaining tradition. I said, you're going against the tradition. Nobody wears a kurta. My poder never wore a kurta. No, but see, it is difficult to find the same thing. But if you're going back to tradition, then we got to study how it was and try to maintain. We are not doing.
Yes.
Then I wrote about my school days. They were the best days in our lifetime also. I was in the primary school here in Masandamuri, and then I went into government higher secondary. I wrote how we used to live our lifestyle. We were always together, the boys and girls, no malice. We were all going around, having fun. That was a little emancipated school, I should say. Where we had get freedom to do what we wanted within the limits of discipline. Okay? We're coming to discipline. We were brought up in a certain what do you say, discipline. What you would say in Portuguese, educação. So where manners was very important. We had timing to come back home. It's not walking in a discotheque now at 2 o'clock in the morning. So my husband says when their night starts and their day ends. Yeah? So not that we were not in the club till 6 in the morning. Then we used to walk in at 9:30, 10 o'clock. Okay? But wishing the host, for example, it's mentioned, and many people came to say that we are happy to have that you wrote, then you follow with your children. Because I have observed that children walk in for parties. Yeah, they are guests of the children, but who's hosting the party? You're supposed to wish the parents of the host, right? No, but that's not how we were taught. We have to wish them, also say thanks to them. Nowadays, I don't see children doing it. Which is, I mean, I call attention of those whom I can call. But that went very well with my readers. Frankly telling you, people were reading my column, they're waiting for the column, because I got feedback from IAS administrators. I got feedback from people I did not know. Yeah. Mario Miranda would look forward to read my column. And when I changed the column a little bit to enter into the political happenings, like he didn't like it. He said, no, go back to what,
Go back, yes.
I don't like to read this. But anyway, good or bad, he was reading it, you know. So I remember a comment of Dr. Jesse Almeida, who was our chief secretary, and he a very, very, a person who was little always in there and had his own attitude. But he came to me into the library and said, how do you remember all those small things? I said, well, God has given me good memory, and I can bring back, and document whatever I've seen. So coming from him was really a compliment from me. Coming from Mario Miranda, compliment from anyone whom I did not know also. So I feel that remembering put me on that, popularity.
Correct. So that's really wonderful. And I think you have inspired a lot of people, including Mario Miranda, because he would have remembered some more things about these and would have put it down in his creative ideas. So the next question, ma'am, what inspired you to write this book? So is there any person in particular who inspired you to write this book, or you felt that you need to just write it so that you have to share it with the people who is the new generation? So what was your inspiration?
Yeah, as I said in the very beginning, I had always an inclination for writing. As a librarian and as a reference librarian for rare books and local history, okay, I thought that documentation is very important. And I had to document whatever I could document for the next generation. So this gave me an opportunity, the column gave me an opportunity to document my experience. Okay, what I saw, what I heard, what I read. I have other books. But again, documentation, that was my main aim. Like I did feasts and festivals, which again documents all the, many of the feasts and festivals in Goa. Again, I have a book on cookery, but it is also art of cooking, because half of the book is theories. The other half is recipes, because academics do not pay. You have to sell the